Hello and welcome back to Sherwood Park Toyota. Today we're looking at a Toyota Sienna XLE in the color white. Let's take a look. Starting up front, underneath the hood, we have the gas components of the hybrid energy system. It is a 2.5-liter four-cylinder engine, automatic transmission, gets up to 245 horsepower, 176 pound-foot of torque, towing capacity up to 3,500 pounds. Up front, we've got your LED headlamps and daytime running lights, as well as that blue Toyota hybrid logo. Over to the side here, we have 17-inch alloy wheels. As you move back, if you look at either one of your front handles, you'll find this little dimple on it. We'll talk about that more on the driver's side. Heading back, all of your rear windows come with factory tinting, and up top we have black roof rails. Now on the back of the unit, on the right-hand side, you've got your XLE trim level badge. Left-hand side, you have your HEV hybrid badge. Sienna logo the whole way across the back here, and underneath of that is the backup camera. To open up your cargo space, reach into this little area next to the camera, press the button, and it should automatically raise itself upwards. Now inside we have, of course, both the second and third row seating. Second row seating is a 40-20-40 split, meaning this middle section functions independently from each side. We will look more in depth at the controls for the second row when we get up there. For the third row, it is a 60-40 split on the right-hand side. Smaller section, of course, is on the right. Larger section here is on the left. These guys have three different layouts you can have your seats sitting in. Two of them are exemplified. So one of them, of course, is your typical upright seat, which you would use for passenger seating. Secondly, you can simply lay this down flat, the way that most second or third row seats will lay forward for cargo reasons. Then the third one is the stow and go, such as we have this larger space on the left. There are different benefits for each one of these. Of course, the first one is for passenger seating to allow more people to be in the back here. For your third row occupants, they have access to plenty of their own cup holder spaces, and there are some charger adapters you can see on the right-hand side there as well. But for the other two layouts, if you simply lay it down flat immediately, this leaves a large open space underneath here. As you can see, this is a very deep storage area, goes all the way deep down inside of here. That means that you will have this extra space that you can use for any cargo needs, as well as having the space on top of the seats themselves. If you do choose to do the stow and go method, especially if you do both of these at once, it will create this large, flat, deck-like space across the back here. So if you have any huge items that need to go in the back and need all of that area to itself, that would be the perfect method for that. For all of these, there is this diagram on the back of the left-hand side that has the different layouts and how to accomplish them using the number 1 handle and the number 2 strap, which you can see are on the back of both of these. This number 2 strap can also be used to adjust the pitch of the seat if you want it to be more upright or more relaxed down backwards. On the left, you have this extra storage space that you can use for any purposes you need. To the right is where you're able to access your hybrid battery. Down below, you will find that there is this Sienna branded rubber mat liner. You can see a couple of the letters peeking out there. This guy's got a couple of jobs. First off, helps protect your vehicle from damage from the cargo. You can have it either down inside of this storage space, or you can lay it across the back of the seats here too. Either way, helps to put a barrier between your cargo and the vehicle itself. As you can see, there's also this texturing along it, which gives any items in the back here a little bit more grip so they don't slip slide around as much. Secondly, it helps to keep your space nice and clean. It is easy to pick this up and take it out of the space. Then you can rinse or brush any dirt or debris off of it so that things don't cling to your interior. One last thing is down here. It's a little bit hard to see, but back here you can see we've got the cargo net. There's a couple different setups for this guy. Most people tend to just set it up straight across the back area here. That way it is able to reduce the amount of movement of any goods that you have in the back here. Then it also has a built-in envelope design, meaning it has a built-in pouch, so you can tuck goods inside of it so that you have quick and easy access to them anytime that you need them. To close up your space back here, you can reach up to your handle on the right-hand side. There is optional kick sensors, or you can just press the electronic button that you can also use to close and lock all at once. Next, let's go take a look at the inside. To open up your second row area here, you got a couple options. One of them, as you can see, you have this built-in kick sensor, just like you would in the back. So that uses this little sensor space you can see down here. If you don't have the logo, you have this little symbol there. Secondly, you can simply pull on your handle as you typically would any normal door handle. Third, you can press the little button. So if you give this guy a press, you'll find that your door will automatically slide itself over. Inside here, the interior upholstery is the gray Softex with gray stitching. Now, as we said, this is a 40-20-40 split, with this middle section being able to function independently. This includes being able to take it out and remove it entirely if you want to have more walkway space in between so that you have quick, easy access into the third row. You have these little straps labeled, once again, 1 and then a number 2 down below. You can use these either to fully remove the seat or shelf, or to just lay it down flat in order to have a little bit more storage space or armrests on the inside, though there are built-in armrests both on the inside of the seat and on the outside there as well. For this middle section, last thing about this is in the back we saw on the left-hand side that little cavern space in the wall. This is made to fit perfectly into that space. There's even a little buckle that you can do up to keep the seat nice and secure in the back there. If you don't want to take this out to get quick, easy access into the third row, you can simply use these handles that you have down below here. You do have the little symbols on them showing you exactly which handles do what jobs. So as you can see, this one on the bottom allows these to move back and forth. You have these tracks that go the whole way across this rear floor space. So there is a huge amount of movement that these seats can adjust for, either for cargo purposes or for your passengers. Now, if we look up overhead, you will find this built-in third and fourth air conditioning control panel. This allows for your second and third row occupants to control their own temperature, fan speed, and mode. This can be controlled from up front. We'll take a look at that when we're up there in just a minute now. On the back of your front passenger and front driver seats, you've got pouch storage. Back of the console space, you have a Sienna logo here, as well as your charger adapters. Down below is where you have your cup holder spaces. And currently we have the Sienna rubber mats installed in the unit, though all new units do come with both rubber and carpeted sets. Lastly, in the back here, closing up the doors. So we explored the 3 different options on the outside. Got the 2 handles and your kick sensor. On the inside of the door, you have this built-in handle here, which you can just give a pull on and will help slide it closed. Last thing to point out on the door is the built-in sunshade back here. This guy is able to lift upwards to these hooks up top and helps to keep the sun out of everybody's eyes. When it is down, it is completely flush in with your door frame. Then the last method for closing up the door, if you look underneath of this handle space, you'll find this little glowing space down below. So follow this all the way down, and you have a button all the way down at the bottom. Give this guy a press, and your doors will give themselves a close. Now, back again to this little dimple. This guy indicates keyless entry, so if you have the key fob on your person, you can tap your hand on top of here or inside the handle to lock or unlock your unit. Inside the door, power windows for both front and back, window lock, power lock system, side mirror controls, lots of different storage spaces inside of the door. Then you've got power adjustable seating, back, front, up, down, and lumbar support. You've got your hood release latch on the very bottom of the left-hand side. On top of that is your gas release and the power door off. This simply means that the side doors for both of these guys on each side cannot be opened from the inside. They can only be opened from the outside using the buttons on the key fob or with the little controls up top. We'll explore those a little bit more in a minute. Then, traction control, automatic headlamps, you've got your heated steering wheel control, then dash brightness and odometer trip. Then you've got a little storage space all the way up top. Taking a look at your steering wheel, it is black leather with black stitching. Left-hand side, controls there are for your dash display. Then you've got your hands-free communication and volume control. Right-hand side, radio controls in the bottom, adaptive cruise control up top, including sonar and lane departure. In the middle is your infotainment display screen. This is where you go to access much of the information about your daily driving experience. Right now you're looking at the optional navigation, which you can choose to connect through Toyota connected services. Then, audio listening, AM, FM, and satellite radio. Full Bluetooth connectivity includes Android Auto and Apple CarPlay, and there's optional USB adapters throughout. Then, Bluetooth connectivity for your personal device. 2 things in here. One is your trip info. The other is your climate display. So this is for the front, for the back, and your additional options, which is your Eco Heat Cool setting. All the way at the bottom is your settings. Everything from personal profile, Bluetooth information, Wi-Fi, display, sound media, vehicle customizing, security info, etc. Underneath and to the left is your 4-ways. The volume control is in the bottom left-hand corner right here. Then you have your climate control center. Dual climate control up front means driver and front passenger can either have temperatures synced or turn off the sync to let them function independently. We also have controls for the back here, so you can control these guys either as one and the same, or let these guys function independently as well. There's also the option to sync these guys up to the front if that makes it easier for syncing up the whole vehicle. Then defroster front and rear windshield are right in the middle, and on each side we have 3 levels for heated seats for both driver and front passenger. Underneath, you've got one of your USB ports, you have your push start ignition, then a wireless charging pad right up front. As you can see, there's little bumpers along the sides here. This is also a built-in tray design. It goes the whole way across your front dash for all of your storage needs. This guy allows you to have your phone able to charge at any point in time without needing to have charging cords available to you. It also means you can still keep an eye on the phone without having it in your way or being too big of a distraction. Then you've got your cup holder spaces, gear shift, parking hold, and parking brake, EV and driving modes. You've got this little cup holder guy that pops up and away depending on what you'd like. Then console space in the back. You press the button in order for this guy to flip open. Super deep storage goes all the way down. It can fit all my arm, at least up to my elbow there. Then you've even got this little cutout here. You've got some additional chargers inside. So if you want to feed those chargers out, you can place the cords through here so that when it is closed, it's not going to be pinching the cords along. Underneath, you've got more storage space. You've got some 12-volt adapters in this lower area too. On the right-hand side, you've got a lockable glove box. Up overhead, you've got your rearview mirror and then your little pop-down mirror as well, so that you're able to keep an eye on the activities inside the vehicle without having to use the rearview mirror to do so. Lastly, up top, you have your SOS button, overhead lighting controls, power trunk release, controls for either side of your power doors, and your moonroof controls. Thanks again, folks, for joining us on this full video tour for this Toyota Sienna XLE in the color white. It is located here at Sherwood Park Toyota at 31 Automall Road in Sherwood Park, Alberta, Canada. You can also reach us at 780-306-7703. And remember, life is full of choices. Let us be yours.